In just a minute, we'll be reading the All Saints' Day Litany, and then we'll be reading the names of our 5 church members who passed away since last All Saints Sunday. And after I read their name, you are invited, if you'd like, to bring a flower to bring up in their honor. At this time, I'm going to ask our servers, or our arrangers, if you will come forward, those who are arranging the flowers. And Chuck, if you'll take, and David, maybe you can take this off for them. Can you turn me down just a little bit? Thank you. And I can bring the microphone up here. Thank you. While they're getting set, let me mention this. If you did not bring flowers today and would like to participate, we have lots of them in the narthex. So feel free during the ceremony to go back, because we'll not only be remembering our 5 members who've passed, but also family and friends of members also, okay? If you'll turn to the litany. We remember the great ancestors of our faith, from Abraham and Sarah to Paul and Phoebe. Ancestors of the faith, we remember you. We remember the prophets and priests, the ministers and teachers who have taught us the way of God. Teachers of the faith, we remember you. We remember our grandparents and parents, aunts and uncles, those who have gone before us in our lifetime. Family of our faith, we remember you. We lift up the memories of children and grandchildren, brothers and sisters, husbands and wives and parents whose lives ended too soon. Those close in our hearts, we remember you. We lift up to you, O God, the names of those we have lost in this past year from our lives, knowing that they are with your heart forever. As we read these names, we pause to remember, pray, and give thanks for those who have touched our lives. And so first we begin with the members of our church family. Albert Al Andres, husband of Pat for 61 years, father of son Eric and daughter Reagan, grandfather of Devin, Erica, Alexa, and Zoe. The music-loving Al sang in the Asbury choir, sang in barbershop quartets all over the city, and played his accordion with the world-famous Cravettes. The Army vet was also a master mason for 60 years. A devoted husband, father, and grandfather, Al took great pride in his family and was a longtime faithful member of Asbury Memorial. Al was 86 years old. Thurman Butcher, husband of Jean for 63 years, father of daughter Sherry, grandfather of Chelsea, Christy, Wendell, and Wesley. Thurman devoted his life to education and served most of his career as a high school principal in the state of Maryland. A lifelong Methodist, Thurman served on many boards and committees at Asbury Memorial and other Methodist churches, and also served for many years on the board of Wesley Community Centers. After retiring, he and Jean did volunteer work with Meals on Wheels. Known for being inseparable, Thurman and Jean loved to travel, especially on cruises, and sometimes to Las Vegas. Like Al, Thurman was an Army veteran. Like Al, he loved his family, church, and country. And like Al, Thurman was 86 years old when he made his transition. Betty Cooper, Mother of daughters Susan and Ann, Betty was a graduate of the Georgia College for Women and worked for many years as the Executive Assistant Secretary for Palmer and Kay. Known for her sharp mind, clever wit, and optimistic personality, Betty served God in many ways for many years at Epworth Methodist Church here in Savannah. In her later years, after Epworth closed, Betty joined us at Asbury Memorial. We cherished our annual trip to her house to sing Christmas carols for her, as she always lifted us up with her positive spirit. Betty was 97 years old. Pat Fraker, wife of Rick for 44 years, mother of sons Benjamin and Michael, grandmother of Alexandria and Andrew. Pat attended Asbury Memorial as a child, as did Rick. They met each other at Asbury when they were about 9 years old, then met later on a blind date. They got married at Asbury on September 7th, 1973. Pat was a loving teacher and worked tirelessly for the Department of Family and Children's Services for many years before owning her own company, a marine surveying, architecture, and engineering firm. She loved sailing, traveling, clogging, square dancing, and ballroom dancing. Pat was 72 years old. Barbara Schafer, mother of daughter Stephanie and son Tommy and Cliff. Barbara was in furniture sales for many years before she retired. Barbara was a true seacoast Savannaian who loved the water, seafood, and especially crabs, even picking them. She loved celebrating life with people. She loved Asbury Memorial and tended faithfully until her health declined. We take comfort in the fact that Barbara is now well and free from the pain that dogged her so long. Barbara was 79 years old. At this time,